Welcome children to Geography with Juliana. And today we're going to start with Chapter 2 for Standard 10 Geography, that is Location and Extent. And in the introduction I had explained to you that this year you'll be having two countries for comparative study, and that is India and Brazil. Okay, so without much delay we start with this Chapter 2, where we will discuss the location and extent of India and Brazil. On page 9, you need your textbook. Every time you watch a video, you need to open to page 9, and there you have an activity, okay, where you have to guess. There are clues given, and with the help of those clues you have to guess the flags of these two countries. Of course, one of these flags is very familiar to all of us, right? And that is the flag of our country, our tricolor, and we are proud of it. The clues that are given here is the second largest populated country in the world. Definitely that's India. Okay, which is the first populated country then? That's China. Okay, now after the coronavirus attack, we really don't know what the population is like of China. And moreover, even in India, census is carried out after every 10 years. So the last census was carried on in 2011. And the next one is due now next year, 2021. Okay, so then again the population of India will change. Okay, so we'll have to wait and watch for that. Famous for spices in the world from ancient times. Okay, we know that India is famous for spices. For example, Kerala. Cricket is a popular sport here. Again, the answer is India. Now, as I told you earlier, we need to have a little more knowledge beyond what is given in our textbooks, and for that we need to surf the net. Okay, so this is the flag of India, the national flag of our country. Okay, it is a horizontal, rectangular and a tricolor in three different colors of saffron on the top, white in the center and green at the bottom, with the Ashoka Chakra, a 24-spoke wheel, okay, in navy blue color at the center. And this wheel of 24 spokes keep on reminding us of continuity and to work continuously 24/7. Looking at the second flag that is given here, there are questions. Famous for samba dance. Now, samba is a type of dance in Brazil. You'll have to surf the net and get more information about this particular dance form called samba. Okay, it's very musical and very entertaining as well. You can surf the net and find out more about it. Known as the coffee pot of the world, Brazil is famous for coffee plantations. These coffee plantations are called fazendas in Brazil. Football is a very popular sport here. And how many of you love to play football? I'm sure many of you, right? You will never miss watching FIFA. Right, so football is a major sport here in Brazil. Now, a little more information about the flag of Brazil, which you have not studied before. But you can surf the net to get much more information than what I am providing here. The flag of Brazil, known in Portuguese as the yellow and the green one. So as you can see the picture, okay, even in your books, it's a yellow and green color flag. So it's called as a yellow and green one. It has a blue disc depicting a starry sky in the center. Okay, and this starry sky, if you look at your textbooks closely, you find a constellation here which resembles the shape of a cross. So that's the Southern Cross, which I will explain a little later. Okay, then there is a curved band. If you look at it, there's a curved band around this blue sphere. Okay, in white color. This band is in white color, and there is something that is inscribed on that band. You can find out more about what is written on it, but I would like to share what is written there is Ordem e Progresso. Now, I am not very familiar with their language, but it means order and progress. Okay, and this is situated, this entire disc and the constellation and the band is situated within this yellow color rhombus. Okay, so that's the detail about this flag. Then we come to the next part on page 10, and there we have three things that we need to look out for. Okay, location, extent and boundaries. So we can subdivide this little part into three parts. One is location of the country, both the countries, location of Brazil and India, extent of Brazil and India, and boundaries of Brazil and India. Before we start understanding the location, let us first understand. Now if you look at the yellow line that is given here, okay, this is the equator at 0 degrees latitude, and this equator divides the hemisphere, the entire earth, into northern and southern hemisphere. Okay, now in the next video we will try and find out also where is India and Brazil located, keeping in mind this information that I have just shared. Above the equator, northern hemisphere; below the equator, southern hemisphere. The next picture gives you the 0 degree meridian, okay, which is also called as the prime meridian, which passes near through Greenwich near London in United Kingdom. Okay, now all the countries to the east of it fall under the eastern hemisphere, and all the countries to the west of this 0 degree meridian fall under western hemisphere. So from the 0 degree you have 90 and again back 180 degrees east. Okay, and from this 0 degree westward if you go, you'll come across 90 and then the remaining half circle there, that makes it another 180 degrees. So we have total 360 lines of longitude. Okay, so when we check for the latitudes, if they are on the eastern side, if they are on this side of the latitude, we have to start from here. Okay, that is 10 degrees, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 degrees east. And if we have to check, so our extent will be from here to here. But if they are on the western hemisphere, then our calculation starts from here as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so on and so forth. Okay, this direction. We have to go in the westward direction. Then we take the next picture here, and this will give you an idea of location of India and Brazil. We'll compare it together. Okay, now if you look at India, okay, India lies totally in the northern hemisphere. So here you have the equator, and India lies totally in the northern hemisphere in the continent of Asia. Southern part, this is the southern part of Asia. Okay, so India lies in the southern part of Asia in the northern continent. What about, is it in the east or west? It is totally in the eastern hemisphere as well. So this entire part is eastern hemisphere. So India lies in the northeastern hemisphere to the south of Asian continent. What about Brazil? If you look at Brazil, a little part of Brazil falls in the northern hemisphere. Okay, very little part, but majority of Brazil, okay, majority of Brazil comes, or rather lies, majority of Brazil falls under the southern hemisphere. Little part of it is in the northern hemisphere. Most part of Brazil lies in the southern hemisphere. So while India is in the northern hemisphere, Brazil is in the southern hemisphere. Is it in the eastern or western? This is the line of 0 degree longitude. So Brazil lies in the western hemisphere while India lies in the eastern hemisphere. India lied in Asian continent, that too in the southern part of Asian continent, but Brazil lies in the northern part of South American continent. Okay, so there can be a question as to the location of India and Brazil. Give a comparative account of location of India and Brazil. So India lies in the northeastern hemisphere to the south of Asian continent, and Brazil lies in the western hemisphere, okay, to the northern part of South American continent. Okay, here you get a clear picture once again of location of India, okay, and location of Brazil as well. The next picture, now the next part is the extent. So when you say extent of any country, you are talking about the latitudes and longitudes of a country. Now the equator is our reference line, and from equator we start counting as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90 degrees, which is the pole, north pole. So these are all 90 up to 90 degrees north, and similarly southwards you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90 degrees south. So there are total 180 lines of latitude, also called as parallels of latitude. Okay, so now we are in a better position to understand the location of India. The picture is given, your map is given on page 10 and page 11, 2.1 and 2.2. You need to refer to the map closely because I don't know how clear will these maps be, though I've tried to take clearer pictures. Now, as we have seen in the previous maps, okay, India is in the northern hemisphere. That means the equator, okay, lies much below this. You can see, just a minute. Okay, you can see this extent of India. This is 8 degrees north. Okay, that means equator is below this. Okay, 0 degree equator is much below this. When we say extent, we are looking at from here up to here. Okay, here. So this is the extent, and India being in the northern hemisphere, it will be, the extent will be north. Okay, so if you look closely, you have India starting. I'll give you another picture probably where you'll get a clearer view. Yes. Okay, so here you get the extent of India starting from 8 degrees 4 minutes north up to 37 degrees 6 minutes north. You need to complete the blanks on page 10. Okay, so you have 8 degrees 4 minutes north to 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitudes. This is the northern extent of India. Okay, now minutes are not really expected from you, but you need to know the latitudinal extent roughly. You can say from 8 degrees to 38 degrees north to 37 degrees north. What about the longitudinal extent? Now longitude is from here up till, this end, the corner of it. Okay, with this marker it's a little difficult to give you the markings. So here you find the latitudinal extent from 67 degrees east. It should be east. There's a mistake over here. Okay, it is east over here, not west. So starting from 67 degrees east, you will have to complete the blanks over here. Okay, up to 97 degrees up till here. So this corresponds with 97 degrees, and the seconds are given 25. They are not given, but you can note it down. So 67 degrees, is it exactly 67? 60, yes. Okay, it's not 68. So it is 67 degrees and 7 minutes east to 97 degrees 25 minutes east latitude. So roughly we can say India lies between 8 degrees to 37 degrees north, okay, up till here, and from 67 degrees east to 97 degrees east. Remember, India is completely in the northern hemisphere and in the eastern hemisphere, and therefore you can understand that this west is wrong. It is in the eastern hemisphere. Then, yes, on page 10, okay, Indira Point is the southernmost tip of India. Now, though we say India lies from 8 degrees, but if you look at this group of islands here, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Nicobar Islands, okay, lie at starting from 6 degrees here, and this point here, which can be asked for map work. Okay, this point here is the Indira Point, and Indira Point is the southernmost tip of India. But they can also ask you for the southernmost tip of the peninsular India or the southernmost tip of mainland India. When you say mainland India, then Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of the mainland India. But if they do not specify peninsular or mainland, Then you need to remember that Indira Point, okay, in the Nicobar Islands at 6 degrees is the southernmost tip of India, and both these fill in the blanks are important as far as objectives are concerned. The next one, okay, yeah, so there we finish with the location and extent of India. What about the boundaries now? Okay, when we say boundaries, we need to remember that the map, it's not really shown here, but always gives us the northern direction. Okay, so this becomes north, this becomes south, this becomes east, and this becomes west. Okay, so you may be able to have a better glimpse of the boundaries on page 10, and you have to fill in the table that is given over there. So direction is given and you have to tell the neighboring country or mountain or water body. So in the east, if you look at the east here, okay, you have Myanmar as the border. Okay, so to the east we have Myanmar. To the north we have Himalayas. Okay, Himalayas are situated here, but if you ask for a country, then you can also write Afghanistan. So Himalayan mountains and the country of Afghanistan lie to the north of India. To the west of India, we have the country called Pakistan. Okay, here, and we also have the Arabian Sea. So you can give both the features, country as well as water body. And to the south, we have the Indian Ocean. Okay, and the country called Sri Lanka. So these are the boundaries of India. So with this we complete the location, the extent and boundary of India. The next part is in the next part we have to study the location, extent of Brazil as well, and the boundaries of Brazil. So we will continue with the location, extent of Brazil. Okay, so here what you see is the the country of Brazil in South American continent, occupying the northern part of it. And what you see here is the equator passing through the northern part of Brazil, and therefore a little part of Brazil up till 5 degrees, okay, north, that is in the northern hemisphere, and the rest of Brazil right up till here falls in the southern hemisphere. Talking about the location, extent and boundaries, now you are more well equipped in getting the extent. So when we say the latitudinal extent, we are looking at this from here up till the northernmost part. So this is it. So of course, for Brazil being in the southern hemisphere, we have to start from here downwards, right? So this part is 5 degrees north. Okay, here I have tried and shown you the extent here, 5 degrees north. Here I have written somewhere on the top, okay, 5 degrees north up till 34 degrees south. So little part of Brazil, okay, from 5 degrees north to 0 degree is in northern hemisphere. The rest up till 34 degrees south. So this is the 34 degrees south. So the extent of Brazil is 5 degrees north to 34 degrees south. And what about the longitudinal extent? That is from this end to this end. And that is now, as we know, how will we check? Whether will we go this way like we went for India, or will we go this way? Right? So yes, we have to go this way. The reason being our 0 degree, the prime meridian is on this side, on the eastern side, this side. Okay, and therefore our counting starts from this end. And so we have 34 degrees west up to 73 degrees west. That is the extent of Brazil. You have to complete the blanks over there on page 11. Okay, 5 degrees north, you have to mention to 5 degrees 15 minutes north to 34 minutes 45 degrees south, and longitudes between 34 degrees 45 minutes west to 73 degrees 59 minutes west. As I told you, there is no need to remember the the degrees, but minutes are necessary. Besides that, we also have seconds. Okay, we have degrees, minutes and seconds, which is not mentioned here. So that's the extent of Brazil. So we have talked about location of Brazil and the extent of Brazil. Now coming to boundaries of Brazil, you will have to refer to your map. Okay, again they have given you a column in the north. In the north, you have countries like Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, okay, and French Guiana. Okay, so you need to complete that table there. In the west, okay, in the west again there are some countries, and these are Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina. You can see little border here of Argentina, and yes, only up till Argentina. Then in the south you have Uruguay. This one here, which I by mistake marked it earlier. So this is in the south. Okay, and ultimately in the eastern side, what you have is the North and South Atlantic Ocean. So this is the North Atlantic Ocean and this is the South Atlantic Ocean. So with this we end the location, extent and boundaries of both India and Brazil. So in the next video we will be talking about the historical background of both the countries. Till then, bye bye, take care and God bless you.